forever, but you long gone, it don't matter. Ride or die, that's been the deal.
Alrighty. Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Coleman. I'm the CEO, lead writer, director, and producer at Crystal Ignition LLC. And today we're going to be talking about 5 problems that you might run into when you first start filmmaking and 5 tips on how to overcome those problems. So before we get started, I want to start by saying thank you to everyone that tuned in to our 1-year anniversary. That video is actually our #1 video on the channel now. And we also got about 5-ish new subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. Definitely share the video. If you have not seen it already, I'm gonna put like a little link up top maybe, or at the bottom or at the end of the video. So definitely go check it out. If you have not done so, please consider subscribing. We talk about filmmaking and we also do gaming videos, so check that out. Another announcement before we get started, we are on vacation from Twitch, so we will be back in April, and there's a reason for that. I have some very special announcements coming up. I know we had a bunch of big ones in that 1-year anniversary, but we have some more big ones coming. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So I have my notes here with me, as always, and let's start with number 5. Number 5 is going to be a lack of gear. So I bring this up very often in my videos, so that's why it's number 5, but I still think it's important enough to put on the list. So a lot of new filmmakers, they get anxious about not having top of the line equipment, or having a lot of equipment at all. That's okay. When you first start out, I think definitely you want to invest in your own personal camera, like a DSLR. But aside from that, it's okay to rent things. It's okay to network and to work with people that have the gear that you need. Focus on building those relationships, getting people that, you know, if you don't know a sound mixer, find a sound mixer and become his best friend. Work with him, pay him well, and yeah, it's okay. You don't have to have top-of-the-line equipment. Over time, you will build those things. If you want those things for your company or for your movies, you'll get a hold of them. But it's okay to start out just with a camera. So, number 4 on the list. And number 4 on the list, this is going to be something else that I really wanted to talk about, because I think it's just so important. And I see so many filmmakers that worry about this. It's going to be naysayers. Okay, so a lot of people, they don't understand filmmaking and they think that it's a lot that goes into it. So, you know, they'll think like, oh, well, you can't make movies because you don't have a lot of money, or you don't have a lot of gear, which we just touched on, and I also touched on in one of my previous videos. You know, people are always going to have something to say. It's happened to the best filmmakers. Alex Ferrari, for those of you that are familiar with him, a lot of people told him he couldn't make movies on his Blackmagic camera, and the guy went out and shot This Is Meg and put it on Hulu. So don't worry about all of that. People are going to say things. You just have to focus on what you want and continue down that path to achieving your goals and what you see yourself doing 5-10 years from now. So don't worry about the naysayers, okay? Number 3 is going to be technical knowledge. So if you're new to filmmaking and you don't really understand cameras, you don't understand lighting, you don't understand sound, it can be intimidating. You might think like, well, I want to do this, I have the drive to do this, but I don't really understand it. That's okay. You're always going to be learning something new. Steven Spielberg recently did an interview, and I'm going to see if I can find a picture of it, put a link to it, where he was talking about how he, to this day, at his age, he's learning things from younger filmmakers. So that's okay. You're always going to be learning something new. I would say just continue to read, to watch other filmmakers work, watch the behind the scenes of your favorite movies, and try your best to learn as much as you can. And over time, you're going to find that you pick up the knowledge and you pick up the skills and you're going to get better at it. Okay, so don't worry about not having the technical knowledge at the moment. So number two on my list, and this one is going to be a big one. So a lot of new filmmakers think the biggest issue is going to be money, and it's going to be the gear. And those are two very valid issues. I get that. Those are two very big ones. But one of the big ones that a lot of you might not be prepared for are casting issues, okay? I've had projects and I've shot commercials where people were waiting for someone else that said they were gonna come do it, they were gonna pay them, they were gonna be in the commercial, and the person doesn't show up. I've casted movies where I've had people do contracts and they fill out the paperwork and I get their headshots and all this and that, and then comes the day to shoot or the day before the shoot and they're like, oh, I can't do it, or oh, you know, this came up or whatever. And that's fine. You know, people accept jobs sometimes where they get paid a little bit more, or something happens with their family, and that's understandable, that's fine. But a lot of new filmmakers might get discouraged if something like that happens, or someone backs out on you, or you have difficulty finding actors, something you might have thought was simple. Don't get discouraged, okay? Just keep going. There are tons of websites. There's like My Casting Profile, there's Craigslist, there's a bunch of places where you can go and put out like casting calls. You can go on Facebook and say, hey, I need an actor for so-and-so, you want to audition. For those of you that are in college, I'd recommend if you have a theater department, go talk to those guys. Just don't give up if it doesn't work out first, is what I'm trying to say. You're gonna run into a lot of bumps in the road, and that happens at every step of the process. So yeah, don't let the casting issues get to you. Okay, so now, number one on my list. And this is something that I think affects people outside of the film industry. This is something that affects everyone in their lives. Oh, let me put this right here. Yeah, that's going to be confidence issues. You know, everybody, like, you might go to the movies, you might look at like Christopher Nolan or somebody, and then you might think to yourself, I can't do that. You know, look at what he's done. Like, who's gonna watch my little movie? And to that I'll say, like, there's so many thousands, hundreds of thousands of movies out there that are all different, and they all offer something different to people. So don't let that worry you, okay? Make your movie, make the movie that you want to make it as good as you can make it, and the rest will sort itself out, okay? So, hello. All right, guys, so thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, definitely share the video, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. As I mentioned earlier before, make sure you guys check out the 1-year anniversary if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for everyone that did tune in and watch that. We're gonna be back on the 30th of this month. We post videos on the 15th and the 30th of every single month. So look forward to that. We have a blog post coming up 3 days from now. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you want to get notifications whenever we post a blog, I would recommend downloading the official Crystal Ignition LLC phone application. You get notifications whenever we go live on Twitch, whenever we post a new blog post, and whenever we have any type of event or anything like that. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.